The discipline is what sets apart someone mediocre from someone extraordinary. It is the ability to go beyond others. Having discipline is very challenging and requires practice. Deceiving your brain is necessary because, as human beings, we have a primitive instinct that drives us to seek dopamine, a substance generated in our brains that gives us a sense of pleasure. This has its logic since our brain rewards us with pleasure when we perform actions that are favorable to us, such as eating when we're hungry, drinking when we're thirsty, or reproducing to propagate the species. Dopamine allowed humans to advance, but it has one problem: it's addictive. We're not protection machines. We have our thoughts. For example, we age and die. In the case of dopamine, it's responsible for addictions to social media, video games, and drugs. We found a way to make our brains generate dopamine quickly and effortlessly. Instant gratification. Today's world is full of stimuli that trigger this instant gratification, and that's a problem. Most things that provide instant gratification don't bring lasting benefits. Our brains no longer generate more dopamine when we perform actions that benefit us as individuals. Now, it generates dopamine only for the purpose of obtaining pleasure, and with that need satisfied, we have no more incentive to perform actions that genuinely benefit us, especially if they require effort. This is the biggest problem in today's society. People have forgotten the satisfaction of achieving something through effort, because why should I make an effort if I can feel good without doing any work? Throughout your life, you've probably felt the frustration of wanting to do something like exercising or starting a new project. At first, when you're motivated, everything goes well, but as soon as the motivation wanes, you're unable to continue. This is a lack of discipline. You have the idea of having a fit and trained body and decide to join the gym and go every day. In the first week, you don't miss a day because you're motivated. But in the second week, on a tired day, you think, I'll go tomorrow, I'll rest today. And the same thing happens the next day. How do you solve this problem in a society that rewards instant gratification? How can you become disciplined to achieve what you plan to do, even on days when you lack motivation? We have the example of Miyamoto Musashi. Although he wasn't a historical philosopher, we can learn a lot from his life and philosophy and apply them to our lives to become more disciplined and achieve our goals. Miyamoto Musashi was a samurai born in Japan in 1584. Since childhood, he wanted to become the best swordsman in Japan. He trained rigorously and traveled the country, training and facing the best duelists of his time. It's said he fought in more than 60 duels and never lost. In many cases, these duels were against multiple enemies at once, so he learned to use a sword in each hand. He was also a philosopher and wrote several books, including the Book of Five Rings, where he incorporated his philosophy and his path based on discipline to become the best warrior in Japan. His life philosophy can be summarized in 4 points. Miyamoto Musashi avoided doing things solely for pleasure, believing it would make him weak and undisciplined. By rejecting desire and instant gratification, he made his brain generate dopamine only through the satisfaction achieved through effort. To him, effort was the only way to feel good. Focus on one thing at a time. Musashi believed that mastering a single art could open countless paths. He chose to master the art of fencing, training relentlessly and always pushing his limits. Never give up on your path. Lack of patience is a significant cause of discipline problems. Musashi used to remind himself never to give up on the path, even during moments of doubt. To achieve an objective, you must remain patient and focused. Live with honor. Musashi followed the Bushido, the way of the warrior, which includes 7 virtues. The most important one is honor. Acting with honor means not cheating, not seeking shortcuts in life, and not choosing the easy path. By respecting yourself and acting honorably, you become disciplined. What do you think of Miyamoto Musashi's philosophy? I look forward to hearing your comments. It's important to remember that we're not perfect, and we will fail many times when trying to be disciplined. We must be realistic and realize that things probably won't happen quickly. The key is to get back on track as quickly as possible whenever we deviate. No matter how many times we stray, if we return promptly over time, it will happen less and less. Train your discipline just as Musashi trained with his swords, constantly and diligently. If you're not used to working on your discipline, try doing something difficult or uncomfortable for you at least once a day. I hope this video helps you achieve the goals you've set for yourself. Please don't forget to like the video. If you don't want to miss any videos, subscribe and hit the bell. Until next time.